and welcome. I am Allison and I am ridiculously excited that you are joining me for the first ever, totally official, completely epic Ignite Your List Challenge, where you are going to be learning how to master the hell out of your email marketing. You're going to learn how to create the perfect freebie. And when I say the perfect freebie, I mean a freebie that does not just grow your list, but it grows your list with the right people. It's going to be a freebie that grows your list on a daily basis, on autopilot, with the right people. I'm talking about people that you actually want to work with in your business. And not only that, but we're going to be going over how to get traffic to that freebie without having to spend a ton of money on expensive ads. We're also going to be going over how to actually use your list to grow your business. So once people get on your list, what the heck do you actually send them? What, if you're anything like I used to be completely confused over that. So we're going to be going over all of that. What to send your list to actually build relationships, build trust, provide them with insane amounts of value, and of course, how to make sales. If you are in business, then you need to make sales, and your email marketing is a huge part of that. So when you grow your list, when you up your email marketing game, you're gonna be growing your business by insane amounts, and that is what this is all about. And we are gonna be doing this in a four-part video series. And this is going to be done in a way that they're short, they're actionable, and they're to the point. I didn't want to make just one long video and have you feeling totally overwhelmed by the end of it, which is why I've divided it up into 4 little sections. I want you to watch the short video and then immediately take action. So with that in mind, get comfortable, grab your favorite beverage, and get ready to dive right on in to video number 1. Yay! Welcome to the Masterclass for Doers, part 1 of Ignite Your List. Are you ready to grow the hell out of your list? Oh yeah, let's do it. Get excited. This is exciting because growing your list equals growing your business, and I personally think any type of growth is exciting. Okay, so here is what you're going to learn today. First, you're going to get to know your dream client so that you can connect with them better, which equals better marketing. The more you can connect with someone and be personal with them, the better your marketing is going to be and the easier it's going to be for you to make sales. Number 2, you're going to find out exactly what your dream client wants so that you can do number 3, create the perfect freebie that will attract them to your business and onto your email list. And then we're going to go over the next steps for growing your list and making sales from it. So if you are not clear right now on the exact purpose of your business, then you should have gotten a workbook before the challenge even started so that you can get clarity on the purpose of your business. That is something you definitely want to know before you start doing the videos in this challenge. So if you are not crystal clear on the exact purpose of your business right now, be sure to take a moment to fill out the workbook. I will link it below this video so that you can grab it easily, but it's something you're going to want to do before you start creating your freebie and all of that stuff. All right, that being said, assuming you are clear on the purpose of your business, let us keep going. In case you're having any fogginess around why you need an email list, you obviously know an email list is important because you joined this challenge, but just in case you're not completely sure why the heck you even need an email list, let me just briefly remind you because it is so important. Your emails are literally the one direct connection that you have control over with your audience. So think about social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Those social media platforms you don't have control over, so one day one of those social media platforms could entirely shut down. Not likely that something like Facebook is just going to shut down, but you never know. You don't have control over it. And social media platforms always have these algorithms and rules and policies that are always changing. It's becoming harder and harder for a lot of people to, for example, get their posts and their photos seen. Instagram is always changing, things like that. So email is that one direct connection that you actually have control over, and your audience is way more likely to see your email than your social media post. So when I get onto Facebook, I've got like 1 million notifications. There's like so many things going on. The chances of me seeing someone's,
social media post that is pertaining to their business is not very likely. However, I am guaranteed to see their email in my inbox. So your emails are way more likely to be seen. And emails are personal and they help to develop a trusting relationship. It is absolutely essential to be building relationships with people because they need to feel that they have a connection with you if they're going to want to buy anything from you online. And emails just have that delightful personal touch because you can write your emails, even though you might be writing to hundreds or thousands of people, you can write your emails as if you are writing to just one person. Plus, emails are the perfect opportunity to not only provide value, but also to make sales. And those sales emails can be run on autopilot in the background, which equals passive income. So passive income is just income that is coming in without you having to do any extra work. For example, you set up an email sequence, you do the work one time, and then you get it running, and then it just works for you in the background. And passive income is a huge, huge factor in being able to scale your business more fast because passive income doesn't require extra time. So that is why you need an email list. Très important. All right, let us get to know your dream client. Before you can attract the right people to your business, you need to know exactly who they are. If you have any confusion over exactly who your dream client is, then you're not going to be able to attract them, right? So you need to sit down and you need to ask yourself, in a perfect world, who do you want to work with in your business? Like if you had the choice, if you could handpick someone to work with in your business, who would that be? What are they like? And then you need to ask yourself, what result do you want to get them? Because ultimately, business is about getting people some type of result, whether it's something like weight loss or simply something like inspiration, or there's a million different types of results, but you need to be thinking in terms of results. Who do you want to work with in your business? And what result do you want to get them? That is like the heart and soul of your business. Who do you want to work with and what result do you want to get them? If you have clarity on those two things, it is going to be so much easier to create pretty much everything in your business going forward. And the more clarity that you have, the easier it is going to be to create epic content that they will absolutely love. And I'm talking about free and paid content. When you know exactly who you're creating content for, you're going to know exactly what they want, and that's going to give you clarity on what the heck you should actually be creating. And you're not going to be questioning yourself like, oh, I hope they like it, or oh, I don't really know what they want, or you're not going to have all those confusion feelings. When you know who they are, you're going to know what they want, and you're going to know what to create. And the more clarity you have, the more your messaging and copy will connect and resonate with them. Again, it goes back to being able to market really effectively. Good marketing is all about being able to really connect with someone on a personal level, and it really resonates with them. So when you see an ad or a sales page or a product or whatever it is, maybe even an email, and you feel like it was written or created just for you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like they're in my head, or oh, I feel like this was made just for me, that's an example of good marketing. And the person who wrote it or created it wouldn't have been able to do it that well unless they were very clear on who they were trying to reach. All right, so ultimately, the more clarity you have, the easier it will be to make more sales, because again, the more connected people are with you, the more you resonate with them, the more likely it's going to be that they're going to buy from you. So it is time to profile your dream client by filling out the worksheet. There is a handy worksheet below this video in the links, and I want you to fill it out. Even if you're already clear on who your dream client is, just take 5 minutes to fill out the worksheet. It can never hurt to just nail it in, get extra clarity. If you know who your dream client is already, it's literally going to take you 5 minutes. If you have no idea, then it's going to help you too. So you need to be able to answer at the very most these questions. So you need to know who they are. You need to know their gender and age range, where they live. Do they live all around the world? Do they live in a certain neighborhood, in a certain state? What do they do? What are their passions? What are their goals, hopes, and desires? And what's a specific need or frustration that they have, which you could help them with? And there are so many questions that you could ask when you're profiling your dream client. You can go as in depth as you want. I have a workbook that's literally like, I don't know how many pages. It's a lot of pages, asking questions about your dream client. But the bottom line, the very least you need to know about them are these questions. These are important questions. You need to get to know them. So once you fill out that page, go ahead and do it after this video. So we're gonna keep moving on, come back to that page after this video. Step 2 then becomes find out exactly what your dream client wants. So you're gonna know exactly who they are. Now it's time to find out exactly what they want. When you find out what your dream client wants, it becomes very easy to attract them because you can literally be creating things that you know for a fact that they want. So how do you know what they want? These are 3 things that I think are like the ultimate at finding out what they want. And the first, it sounds obvious, but it's something that a lot of people just don't do, and it's to ask. Just ask people. It sounds, again, so simple, but when you ask your ideal clients what they want, there's gonna be zero confusion about whether or not they want it because they straight up told you it's what they want. So what you should for sure do, if you have anyone on your email list, even if you only have like 3 people on your email list, send a short 1 to 3 question survey and just ask them. And if you have any type of following on social media, big or small, ask on social media too. As long as your social media following is full of your ideal clients. It's not going to help you if you ask the wrong people. So if you've got like a Facebook group that's totally unrelated and it's filled with people who are not actually your dream client, it's not going to do you any good to ask those people. So if you do have a following on social media, make sure it is indeed actually full of your ideal clients and ask them, but just ask. Next, look. So after you have asked, look, literally just go into online forums and Facebook groups where they hang out and see what they're saying. I know that you might be like, oh, I always hear about looking in Facebook groups, but honestly, that's because it's one of the best ways to figure out what people want. I mean, Facebook groups are literally a goldmine of information because people in them are constantly posting about what they want, what they're struggling with, what they're looking for. I mean, people are literally saying it word for word. So go ahead and look in online forums or Facebook groups where they hang out and see what they're saying. And then think back. So not always, but oftentimes we are our own ideal client. So if that is you, if you figure out in step 1 who your dream client is, and you're like, oh yeah, that was me a couple years ago, then think back and just try to remember, what would you have wanted? What would you have wanted? So ask, look, and think back. So if you do not know where they are hanging out online, you can literally use the Google, the all-powerful, all-knowing Google, and type in keywords related to your business and the purpose of it, and the word forum. So go to Google, type in keywords plus the word forum, and you can also search for groups in Facebook with your keywords. So at the very top of Facebook, when you log in, there's that search box. You can type in a few keywords, and it will literally give you a bunch of groups. I typed in, as an example, cat lady group. That's what I searched for, and lo and behold, there's like a million different groups totally devoted to crazy cat people. So if you do cat products or services, for instance, these are the perfect groups for you. So there is literally groups for everything. No matter what your niche is, no matter what you offer, I can guarantee you there are people already congregating online that are interested in what you are offering. You just have to find them, and it's a matter of searching keywords and finding the groups. And with tools like Facebook and Google, it's really easy to do that now. So put in some time to do a little investigating. Get your spy coat on and be all detective-y and do it. And little tidbit, if you are sending a survey, which I highly recommend, unless you have 0 people on your list right now, you need to send a survey, but you've got to keep it short. Remember, people are busy. I have seen people, there's people all the time posting surveys that are like 10 to 15 plus questions long. I'm sorry, hardly anyone is going to want to take the time to fill that out. So keep it short. 1 to 3 questions is perfect. And next, be sure to use a subject line that emphasizes how quick and easy it's going to be. So something like the subject line of your email could be something like 2 questions to help me give you better content. Something like that, because they know it's going to be 2 quick questions and it's going to be you giving them better content. And if they're on your email list, then, well, they're probably going to want better content. So something like that, that just lets them know right away it's going to be super quick and easy. And then as far as questions, just ask them something like, what is your number one biggest struggle when it comes to, and then you would insert the topic of the purpose of your business. So if there's a product or a service you have, for example, you would insert whatever it is that you help people with. What is the biggest struggle that you have when it comes to blank? And you could also ask if you could have a free blank on the topic of, again, putting in your business there, what would it be? So if you could have a free blank on the topic of this, what would it be? I did this at the beginning of the year and I literally got over 500 responses and I asked 3 questions and it was just a gold mine of information because people literally told me what their biggest struggles were and what free stuff they would want. If they could just have one free thing, what it would be. And that just, mind-blowing. So do it. And a survey tool that you can use is SurveyMonkey. It's totally free. Just Google SurveyMonkey. It's free up to the first 100 responses. So if you get more than 100 responses to your survey, you would have to pay in order to see the rest of those responses. So for example, I had 500 responses. I had to pay a one-time fee of about $27 to view all the rest of the responses. And it was totally worth it because it's the best market research ever. So really cheap, really cheap, really free. Definitely send a survey. And then write it down. So don't forget to actually write down the answers that you get from people and what you observe. So I like to keep a bookmarked Google Doc for this on my computer. I have a Google Doc that is literally titled copy stalking, and I can't remember what else, but it's a word for just what my people want. And anytime that I send out a survey like that, or I'm in my Facebook group and I see people posting about what they're struggling with and what I want, I put it in that document. So that way I have a running list of what people want, what they're struggling with, and I like to write it down in the exact words and phrases that people are actually using, because you can actually use those exact words on things like sales pages, your website, ads, etc. Remember, good marketing is good for business, and good marketing equals really being able to connect with and resonate with your people. And so if you are using the exact words that they used, it's probably going to resonate with them. That's when you start creating content where you're like getting people going, oh my gosh, I feel like they're in my head because they literally say what I say. All right, so write it down. And then 3, once you know exactly who your dream client is, you know what they want, then it's time to actually create your irresistible freebie. And your freebie is simply an opt-in incentive. So whenever someone says opt-in, that just means someone is getting onto your email list. An opt-in is a form that gets people onto your email list. And that incentive is a free gift that you are giving in exchange for them getting on your list. You have to have a freebie nowadays for people to get on your list. There are simply way too many websites, online businesses, etc., asking people for websites, and people are protective of their personal information. They're not just going to want to give out their email address for free tips or my newsletter or updates on my blog posts. You really have to give them something of value that they actually want in order to get them on your list. So it is time to create that freebie. Now that you know what they want, it is time to actually make it for them. Just keep these things in mind. When you're creating your freebie, depending on the answers that you got, you want to remember that sometimes simple is usually better. People really like things that are of value, obviously, but that are quick to ingest and implement. So sometimes a simple checklist, for example, is better than a hefty ebook, because while the ebook might be full of a ton of value, it could be awesome, it's going to take someone a really long time to go through it, read it, ingest all the information, versus a checklist offers them something that is quick and easy, and it's easy to ingest. So remember, sometimes simple is better. Also remember that people love things that are going to simplify their life and make things easier for them. So if you can have whatever it is that you're creating simplify someone's life or make something easier for them, bonus points. And also remember that you can reuse the same freebie multiple times in relevant content, blog posts, videos, podcasts, whatever type of content that you create for your business. As long as it's on the same line as the topic of your freebie, you can reuse it. So this is something I didn't realize when I first started. I had this amazing freebie and I only mentioned it in one place. And I realized months later that I could stick it in like 10 other blog posts. And I was like, oh my gosh, why haven't I done that? I'm missing out on hundreds and thousands of people. So I went back and stuck it in those blog posts. And guess what? Way more people were, even than before, were getting that freebie. So remember, you can reuse the same freebie. You don't need to kill yourself creating 10 million freebies. And your freebie, of course, should be directly related to the topic of a paid product or service that you offer. So if you don't have a paid product or service yet, you would just want to create a freebie that's in line with the purpose of your business and, of course, what your ideal clients are telling you that they want. But if you have a paid product or service, then, of course, it should be semi-related to that so that you can lead into your paid stuff later, right? Your free stuff should lead to your paid stuff. Say it with me. Your free stuff should lead to your paid stuff. So if you can make the topic of your paid product tied, or the topic of your freebie tied into the paid stuff that you offer, good going. That's perfect. All right, and depending on what your dream client told you what they wanted for their freebie, that might dictate the format a little bit, but if it's a case of where they simply told you a topic and you can choose the format, here are a couple different format options. Checklists and cheat sheets. Again, these are great because they are simple, they are really easy to create, they provide value, but they are quick to ingest. Doesn't take someone long to be able to get value out of a checklist. Also, worksheets or a workbook. These are great because they help people to implement certain types of information. Video tutorials and audio trainings on something specific that they would love to learn or do or watch. Video is often perceived as really high value, so video tutorials are always great, or audio trainings if that's your jam, and templates and swipe files. Templates and swipe files are something that are going to help simplify and make your dream client's life easier. So if that ties into your business and the type of thing they asked for, then templates and swipe files are great. People love done for you things where they can just plug in something and go and make their lives easier. Okay, a quick review on what you learned just now. We went over why you need to know exactly who your dream client is and how to get clarity on who they are. Très important in your business. And we went over how to find out exactly what your dream client wants so that you can make it for them. And then we went over how to create the perfect freebie that will attract them to your business and on to your email list. And in the next video, you are going to learn how to optimize your website and social media to promote your freebie. So once you create your freebie, you need to actually get people to see your freebie so that they can grab it and get onto your list. We're also going to go over the best place to send people so that they can get their hands on it and, yes, onto your list. And we're going to go over my favorite ways to promote freebies without having to use paid ads. And then, of course, in the rest of the challenge, we're going to be going over how to get more traffic to your freebie. We're going to go over what the heck to send to the people on your list and how you can use your list to make more sales. And we're going to go over more ways to keep growing your list. So there is lots of golden nuggets coming up in the challenge. So keep your eyes peeled for 2, 3, and 4. Number 2, 3, and 4 videos are coming your way. But before that happens, I've got 3 action steps for you. Number 1 is to fill out your dream client worksheet. So fill out that worksheet, take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes to fill it out. Again, if you have no clue really on what the purpose of your business is, then fill out the workbook. And then Action step number 2, send a survey. If you have anyone on your list, even if it's only 2 people, send a survey, and also do some research in relevant Facebook groups or forums online. And then step 3, once you discover what the heck it is that they want, actually go ahead and create the freebie itself. So choose the format you're going to make it in and go ahead and make that freebie. So you need to take action. I'm going to sound like a broken record over this challenge and life in general, but you can ingest all the information that you want. That isn't what is going to get you results. The taking action part is what is going to get you results, all right? So that is why I want you to take action. It's 3 steps. You can do it. And I will see you in the next video.